सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयम् करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करम् लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करम् शङ्कराचार्यम् केशवम् बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तः पुनः पुनः यद्वारे निखिलानिलिम् पपरिषत्सिद्धिम् विदत्ते निशम् श्रीमत्श्रीलसितम् जगद्गुरुपदम् नत्वात्मतृप्तिम् गता लोकाज्ञानपयोदपाठनधुरम् श्रीशङ्करम् शर्मदम् शङ्कर भगवत्पादाचार्य गुरुवरम् ध्यायामि ज्योतिर्मयम् ॐ निधये सर्वभिद्यानाम् विषजे भवरोगिणाम् गुरवे सर्वलोकानाम् दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shivoham. Our last three classes have been definitely in introductions to Satarudriyam in every sense of the word. So today we are actually starting, we are entering into Satarudriyam. And we enter into Satarudriyam, you have to enter through the door of Laghu Nyasam. You have to enter through the door of Laghu Nyasam. Some of you who have gone to the Kailash Yatra, before you start the Yatra, you have to go through the Yamadwar. Yamadwar. They call it Yamadwar. So like that, before you even start chanting Rudram, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, you have to enter through Laghu Nyasam. Now why is that? The scriptures insist, whether you are doing a puja, whether you are chanting Rudram or doing Abhishekam with Rudram, you have to get yourself in tune with that Lord, in tune with the Lord. So that's exactly what Laghu Nyasam does. As a matter of fact, Laghu Nyasam, Laghu means small, mini. That automatically implies that there is a maxi. When you say mini version, there is a maxi version. So maxi version is Mahanyasam. Mahanyasam means a big one. Laghu Nyasam is the small one. Now what is Nyasam? Nyasam is one of those very rare words in Sanskrit that has kind of two opposite meanings. One is to bring together, and the other one is to let go. Opposite meanings. That one word has two meanings. Bring together and other to let go. Now what are we bringing together here? Couple of things. When you do Nyasam, you are not only bringing together, you would see when we do this Nyasam, you have seen priests do this, they'll bring together their fingers. Angashtabhyam namaha, Tarjanibhyam namaha with appropriate mantras. Madhyamabhyam. So they bring together the thumb and the fingers. Anamikabhyam namaha, Kanishtikabhyam namaha, Karatala, Karaprisht. So bringing together. Nyasam also means letting go. Letting go. Like sannyasam. Somebody is taking sannyasa means is letting go of all the attachments. Attachment in the sense you have to be in the world but not of the world. So letting go doesn't mean sannyasam doesn't mean that you let go everything, walk into a forest and starve, or it doesn't mean you let go everything and start depending upon other people. That is not sannyasam. Sannyasa means internally renouncing everything and serving people. That is real sannyasa. These days the meaning is just opposite. You have the sannyasis, everybody serves the sannyasis. Sannyasis don't serve anybody. They live a luxurious life. Very luxurious life. Comfortable. Fly on high flying jets. Limousine cars. This is sannyasis these days. The meaning of sannyasam in Hinduism is not that what is happening today. No. Letting go and then serving. So that is sannyasam. So this particular word, nyasam, has two meanings. Like I said, bringing together and then letting go. Now bringing together, not only bringing together fingers. So what are we bringing together here? By purifying yourselves, by removing all the ignorance, by removing the dirt, you are bringing together your Jivatma with the Paramatma. It's not that they are separate, they are one and the same. But you open up to that vision, you open up to that knowledge that, oh my God, after all, I am that. So you brought that together. So what you thought was different is not different anymore. One and the same. So that is bringing together. Not only bringing together fingers, but then you're also bringing together the little eye with the big eye. And you realize that I'm not this little eye anymore. I'm not this little drop anymore. I'm this ocean. I'm not this wave anymore that I thought I was a limited wave, turbulent and crashing here and there. So I'm not this limited wave. Oh my God, I'm the ocean. So the ocean and the wave kind of merge together now. So it's bringing together. So that's another meaning of bringing together. So now let's move into Laghu Nyasam. Laghu, I just explained it to you, small mini purification to bring together, also to leave. Now where you begin, it's very important. Now listen to me. Where you begin is where you end. What I mean by this? Where Rudram ends, where Namakam ends, the last verse, there Laghu Nyasam begins. Or where Laghu Nyasam begins, there the Namakam ends. It's a little riddle. It's not a riddle. It's so beautiful. This is amazing beauty of the Vedas. Amazing beauty of the Vedas. So where Laghu Nyasam begins, that's where the Rudram ends. What do I mean by that? This is what I mean. In the beginning of Laghu Nyasam, the goal is defined. This is the goal. And at the end of Rudram or Namakam, the goal is achieved. So the one and the same. Athatmanagam Sivatmanam Sri Rudra Rupam Dhyaya. That's where Laghu Nyasam begins. My Atma is not different from the Shivatma. Some of you may have heard from me before what Adi Shankara said when he first met his Guru. After saying that I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, then finally said, what are you then? He said, Shivoham. I'm Shiva, my Atma is Shiva. So that's exactly where Laghu Nyasam begins. Atatmanagam, my Atma, Atmanagam, Shiva Atmanagam. Shiva Atma and my Atma are one and the same. Rudra Rupam Dhyaye. So with that goal in mind, I'm going to meditate upon the form of Rudra in such a way, before I do Rudra Abhishekam, before I chant Rudram, I make myself the Rudra himself and then do it. Atma Puja. That's why you would see these great saints like Kanchi Mahapriyava and other saints of recently Swami Omkarananda Saraswati. They're putting all the Vilva leaves on their head. Because that's Shivam. They are the Shivam inside. Huh? Yes. Atmanagam, my Atma, Shivatmanagam, my Atma is Shivatma. So this is the beginning. So I said, where we begin is where we end. So how do we end? Ayam me hasto bhagavan ayam me bhagavattarah ayam me visve shajoyam shiva vismarshanah yete sahasramayidham pasa mritya matyaya hantave tan yajnyasya mhayaya sadbhanavayajamahe. Ayam me hasto, oh Lord Rudra, because it's the end of the Rudram now, 11th Anuvaka. We started with Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Rudra was different, we are different, we are praying to him. I worship you, I worship your anger, I worship your bow, I worship your arrows. Arrows are my karmas that I made and give it to you. Don't shoot them at me. Namo Bhagavate. So praying. Then we admire him in his 300 beautiful names, which is Vedanta. The beautiful Vedanta. So everything is Lord Shiva alone. The pebble is Shiva. The pebble is Shiva, the sand is Shiva, the road is Shiva, the path is Shiva, the water is Shiva, the drop is Shiva, ocean is Shiva, the river is Shiva, the lake is Shiva, thunder is Shiva, lightning is Shiva. Medhyayacha, Vidyutyacha, Idriyacha, Tapyayacha. The blade of grass is Shiva. Saspinjaraya, Tutimate. Everything is Lord Shiva, the good and the bad, the divine and the devilish, the grotesque, the gruesome, and the great one. They're all one and the same, all Shiva. So Shivatma everywhere. Advaita, pure Advaita. So here is not Brahman, here is all Shivam alone. So that Advaita concept. So after having glorified him in 300 names, and having done Abhishekam to him with our own hands, you know what we confirm at the end of the puja? This is what we confirm, what I just said. Ayam me hasto, O Lord Shiva, with these hands of mine, I did Abhishekam to you while chanting Rudram. Ayam me hasto, therefore what happened? Ayam me hasto, Bhagavan, ayam me bhagavattaraha, ayam me vissaveshajagam shivavismarshanaha. Because shivavismarshanaha, I touched you, I did Abhishekam to you, and the power was transferred to me from you, and because I also chanted Rudram, now my hands are the same as yours. Equal to yours. Ayam me hasto, my hands, Shiva. Bhagavan, ayam me bhagavattaraha, is equal to yours. So, in other words, my Atma and your Atma are one and the same. Atatma, where we begin in Laghu Nyasam, beginning. Atatmanagam Shivatmanagam Rudra Rupam Jaya. So at the end, after doing all this, glorifying him, doing Abhishekam, we reach the goal. And where we affirm, Ayam me hasta Bhagavan, ayam me bhagavattaraha. Not only that, in the end of beginning of Anuvakam 10, we describe Lord Shiva as the universal medicine man who can cure all kind of any diseases. Universal medicine man who can do universal healing, which means there is nothing that he cannot heal. So we, having affirmed ourselves as being equal to him, we also say the same thing at the end of this. At the 11th Anuvakam. Ayam me hasto Bhagavan ayam me bhagavattaraha ayam me vissaveshajum shiva vismarshanaha. Now, we said, Shiva, you are Vishwaha Veshaji. You are the universal medicine man. You are the universal medicine and the medicine man. Now, I am also Vishwaha Veshaji. Because I touched you, did Abhishekam to you. My hands have the same power, healing power as yours. That is the goal of Hinduism. That's the challenge Hinduism throws at you. You have to achieve that and forget about everything else. That is the highest goal of Hinduism. Your oneness with the divinity. Can you imagine such a goal that you are going to be that Shivatma? Just don't run after these CDBD things. That's the goal. You yourself, you become the guru. Don't run after this guru, that guru. Hinduism has all the techniques. It's a huge laboratory. They give you different techniques for different people. These guys just come out there to market it and just, I don't want to go there. Who was the guru for Swami? Who was the guru for Ramana Maharshi? You tell me. These real gurus won't come out and then market themselves. All that they will tell you, you can be what I have become. I'm very blunt. I'm telling you as it is. Your Atma is Shivatma. Adi Shankara said that 1200 years ago, Shivoham. Realize that Shivatvam in you. So easy. Tirumala has given all these techniques. Good. Now, What follows in Laghu Nyasam? Rudra Rupam Dhyaye. I'm going to meditate upon the form of the Rudra so I can become that form. You know, in Hindi we have this saying, Banat Banat Banjai. Being and becoming. Thinking and reaching. Banat Banat Banjai, which means your thoughts are so powerful. What you think is what you become. That's why Laghu Nyasam wants you to meditate upon the form of Rudra. Think of that form, so you become that form. Why? As I said, thoughts are so powerful, you become what you think. You see a little cartoon there? The little tapter, disciple, and the guru on the other side. There's a little story. Very interesting story, very funny story, but something that has a very strong message of what I just told you. There was this rishi who had this ashram. A lot of disciples there, sishyas were serving him sincerely. And he was a real guru, sincere guru, interested only in the disciples' progress, not interested in making himself fat, not interested in 20,000 people serving him. He served the disciples, he cooked for them. True gurus do that. Yukteswar Giri, the greatest guru who can change the weather, bring sunshine or bring rain. He can do that just like that, Yukteswar Giri. He did that in Puri for Yogananda. When the bhajan was going on, they said, Swamiji, it's very hot, don't worry. So then it just all turned nice and cloudy, lit drizzling. And he did many more things. And you know what he also did? He cooked for his disciples. He cooked for his devotees. We also have another Swamiji here, Swami Jyotirmayananda, who cooks for the disciples. They work for the disciples. I make up this PowerPoint, this study, and I put all these electronics together. We don't have 20,000 volunteers here, it's just me and Swami. We are the peon and the president. So in Tamil we have a saying, Thottilirundu Tondaman. Ella Nangadan. This is real serving people. That's what Guru are supposed to. Without expecting anything in return. Just the fact that we want to share this knowledge. That's all is our motivation. So he was one such rishi who was doing it, but there was one disciple there who was complaining. As usual, we have a couple of these all the time. And the disciple said, Guruji, you want us to meditate? I can't meditate here, there's too much work in the ashram. He kept complaining and complaining. Guruji finally said, okay, my boy, come on, what do you want to do? I want to go away and meditate. Is there a place that you can help me to find? Is there a cave? He said, yes, I have a cave that I haven't given out. You can go and meditate in the cave. So listen to the story very carefully. So, okay, Guruji, please tell me where the cave is. Okay, go here and here, go, and then there's the cave. And then I'll send somebody to take you there. But one condition, you go and meditate in the cave, under one condition, you promise me. So, yes, Guruji, whatever you say, anything to leave the drudgery of the ashram and go and meditate. A lot of people think that, going there and meditating, that's when you find all the hell breaks loose. When you go to meditate, all hell breaks loose, all the thoughts come. What you thought you left, all come rushing to you. That's not it. Being in the world, you have to achieve this. Being in the world, being amidst activity. The spirituality is not, you don't have to set apart certain number of years for spirituality. Spirituality is right now where you are. Cut off all these distractions. Just focus on things that your evolution. You can serve people once you're evolved. Once you have the knowledge, you can share. Spirituality is now. Now. We hear every day, so-and-so passed away. Every day. The whole family passed away a couple of days ago. Sad. We just came back from a very big funeral service in Connecticut. And while we were at the airport, I hear the most shocking news. Our manager at Tirumular Ashram had a heart attack and passed away. Such is life, my friend. Such is life. So don't postpone your spirituality. Do not postpone your spirituality. Oh, Swami will make a nice ashram, I'll go there. No, your ashram is where you are right now. You can go, absolutely. But don't wait. Start where you are. You can go to enhance, to enrich. Absolutely you can. But don't say, I'll start my spiritual journey when I go to the ashram. It's not going to happen. Start it where you are, right in your house. Right amidst all your responsibility. Like Adi Shankara said, every activity of mine, O Lord Shiva, is a puja for you. My walking is your pradakshina. My sleeping, I am samadhi. My talking is your japa, worship. Manasa puja, Shiva Manasa puja. So everything you do, turn it into a spiritual thing. Offer it to Lord Shiva. Keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya mentally in the background. Om Shivoham, Om Namah Shivaya. That is spirituality. So, coming back to our wonderful disciple here who wanted to go and meditate, and the Guru said one condition. The condition is, do not think of buffalo. Do not think of a buffalo. Go. Go. So he's gone. He went to the cave. He was taken to the cave. Such a beautiful cave. Nice trees around. Clean. Beautiful. Very quiet. Oh my God. Ideal place. I'm going to sit and meditate right here. So he sat there, started to meditate. Meditate. What do you think happened to him? My Guru said, one condition. Do not think of a buffalo. What do you think the guy was doing? All that he thought was a buffalo. So, few months later, Guruji comes. My boy, you thought ashram was drudgery and I hope you achieved what you wanted to achieve. Are you okay? And in return came the reply, you know what? Boy was thinking of buffalo and he became the buffalo. Guruji said, don't think of buffalo, but that's all he thought. Because that's how the mind is. Mind. The more you say, oh, I shouldn't think of buffalo, I shouldn't think of buffalo, and then you're going to think of it. Banat the banat, and what you think is what you become. Therefore, Laghu Nyasam says, think of Lord Shiva. Think of his beautiful form. Then you become that Rudra form. Then you do the puja. That's what Laghu Nyasam is. Thoughts are powerful. Why is it that it is so important? You become that Rudra, or we meditate upon the form of Rudra, becoming one with him, then do the puja. We come to our latest Rishi, Ramana Maharshi. Upadesa Saram, one of the verses. The Upadesa Saram begins with this, like this. Kapturajnaya prapyate phalam. You heard this from me so many times. But I'm going to pick up a different verse today. Bheda bhavanat sohamityasau. Soham. Bhavana. People are selling this for money now. That's soham. For a lot of money. It's been there with us for thousands of years. But they rename it. Old wine in a new bottle sells for thousands of dollars. Bheda bhavanat sohamityasau. Bhavana bidha pavani mata. Bheda bhavanat, oh my friend, my devotee. Better than the feeling of dichotomy, bheda bhavana. Bheda means different. That you and me are different. You know, to God, you say, oh, yeah, you are up there, I am here. I worship you because you're going to punish me. God doesn't punish you. We punish ourselves. So that is Bheda Bhavana. God doesn't sit up there with a whip in his hand, ready to whip you. No. Or, oh, the priest will tell you, oh, don't turn the Shivalingam that way, don't worship, don't turn this way, don't worship Shivalingam in your house, you'll be punished. What stupidity! The Lord is going to punish you when you worship Him? This is out there all over internet. And people are reading it and believing it. And that is even more stupidity. That is unbelievable. One Maharishi says, you are not different from him. Bheda bhavanat. Better than that dichotomy. What is better? Soham is better. What is Soham? I am that, I am him. I am that. Bheda bhavanat soham ityasaho bhavana abhida pavanim. Bhavana abhida. Abhida means non-different. Is one and the same. Shivoham, one and the same. Atatmanagam, Shivatmanagam, one and the same. Ayam me hasto Bhagavan, ayam me Bhagavattara, one and the same. Chajet ajnana nirmalyam soham bhavena pujayet. Renouncing, this is every priest says this at the beginning of a puja. Deho devalaya prokto jivo deva sanatanaham tyajet ajnana nirmalyam soham bhavena pujayet. Soham bhavena. It's been there with us for thousands of years. Soham, hamso. Soham meditation, breath awareness. Sells for thousands of dollars these days under a different name. Chal that. Huh? So, that's why it's important. Veda bhavanat soham ityasaho. Bhavana abhida. That concept of being one is the most superior. Bhavani mata. Mata means a superior opinion or superior conclusion of the scriptures, of the great ones. Conclusion. Recommendation, affirmation, mata, holy affirmation, bhavani, sanctified affirmation. What is that? That abhida bhavana, abhida, non-differentiated, advaitic bhavana is more superior to any dichotomy, any broken apart concepts. So therefore, atatmanagam shivatmanagam rudra rupam dhyayet. As what I just told you. Deho devalaya prokto jivo deva sanatanaha. This body, deha, what is it? Deva alaya. It's a huge temple. It's a temple like Madurai Meenakshi temple. Alayam. Alayam. Tanjore temple, Shivalayam. Shivan Kovil vera, Shiva Alayam vera. Shivan Kovil, when you say temple, it's a small one. But in English, there's no equivalent words for Alayam or temple. There, temple means everything is temple. But in Alayam, it's a huge structure like Madurai Meenakshi temple, Tanjore Brihadishwara temple. Right? Huge. Kovil means the little temple inside this structure. Sanctum sanctorum. Now what is inside the sanctum sanctorum? The Almighty. Lord. Now who is that Lord? What is inside of this body temple? Deho devalaya prokto. It is said that this body is a temple. So who is the God in the temple? Jivo deva sanatanaha. The Lord in the temple is the Jiva. Is there a Jiva for today or a Lord? That Jiva is a Lord for today or Lord for yesterday or Lord for 3 days and gone after 11 days? No. Jivo, that Jiva is Lord eternal. That Jiva is God eternal. It's in you. We say this in every puja. Before you begin a puja, that's how you should begin. Most of them even don't do that anymore. Devo devalaya prokto jivo deva sanatanaha, therefore tyajet ajnana nirmalyam soham bhavena pujaye. Me and one are the same. With that feeling, I'm doing puja, Atma puja. To solidify that identification, to make that identification a permanent reality, so that it doesn't go away. So that's why every time I do puja, I do this. That's the affirmation right here. Tirumala said even much beautifully, very beautifully. Ullam Perungovil, Unudambu Alayam, Allal Viranarku Vai Koburavasal, Tellat Telindarku Jeevan Sivalingam, Jeevan Sivalingam. Ullam Perungovil. Kovil. Kovil means what I just told you. Smaller one. Udambu Alayam, outer structure is the body. Udambu, body. Udambu, the structure made of flesh and bone. Udambu, made of bone. Bone. Body made of wood and bone is Alayam, outer structure. Outer structures will come and go. Body goes, body decays, body dies. Another body comes, outer structures are renovated, dismantled, restructured, but the deity inside never goes. He is eternal. The Kovil, Ullam Perungovil, the heart is the sanctum sanctorum. Inside the heart is the Jiva, is the Shivatma. And surrounding the Shivatma is the sanctum sanctorum, your heart. And that heart is enshrined in this structure, which is destructible, which is temporary. Good. That's number one statement. What a profound statement. Just in one line, Tirumala compacted a whole philosophy. The whole entire teaching of Hinduism is in that first one line. That's it. Job is done. Unudambu Alayam, Ullam Perungovil. That's it. He said, don't realize that. And he gives you techniques to do that. This is what Hinduism has been doing all along. My friend, you are that, thou art that. Tattvamasi. Am Atma Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma. Your consciousness is that reality. Thou art that. Go and realize that. And here are the techniques, ways to do it. Ullam Perungovil, Unudambu Alayam. And so where is the temple entrance, the tower entrance? Vallar Viranarku Vai Koburavasal. It says, the mouth is the tower entrance. Then you ask him, is that for everybody? No. He says, Vallar Viranarku. Once you advance yourself in the path, then there's the first development. Vai Koburavasal. If this is your body, is your temple, your mouth is the entrance, the tower entrance. Then what? Tellat Telindarku Jeevan Sivalingam. Is that Jiva, Sivalingam, for everybody? No. Once you pursue this path and realize, following the teachings of the scriptures, applying them unto you, you realize that Atatmanagam, Shivatmanagam, my Atma and Shivatma, one and the same for those people. Jiva is Sivalingam. Tirumala's third line. Okay, Tirumala, I found my Jiva as Sivalingam. What about my five senses? The five senses that were once your enemies, now they are the lights that will light your path. Kalla Pulanaindam Kala Manivilake. Your senses that were thieves, they were cheating on you. Now they are your torchlights. Kala Manivilake. So these are the senses now. These are the lamps that lit around that Shivalingam of your Jiva. Hmm? How more clear you could be? Move along. First line in Laghu Nyasam. Suddha Spadika Shankasam Trinetram Panchava. This is how you should meditate upon Lord Shiva. Shuddha Spadika, crystal clear we call it. So Shiva is of the hue of a clear crystal. You know, we have this expression, crystal clear. So Shiva's hue, Shiva's complexion, crystal clear. Why is crystal clear? What does the crystal do? Crystal will just reflect whatever it's in association with. If you put a red, the crystal will show red. If you put a black, the crystal will show black. So Shiva, the Atma in you, Shiva Atma will show you as it is, will show what you are. That is what he called crystal clear. Until and unless you remove all the grime and there is nothing more to remove, then the crystal reflects in all its glory. Otherwise it's going to reflect what is the dirt and the grime that's in there. Simple enough, isn't it? That's why he is described in the very first word, Suddha Spatika. Sankasham. That is why Rudram is defined. Everything, as everything, the good, bad, the ugly. There was this movie long ago. Clint Eastwood. Good, bad, ugly. And Shiva is in all those. Huh? Shuddha Spadika Shankasam. Trinetram, 3 eyes. You know, we just say, oh, Shiva has 3 eyes. Does anybody know what the 3 eyes mean? One is the eye of omniscience, omnipresence. That eye is everywhere, sees everything. Because that's a crystal in you. It sees everything. That omnipresent eye, one eye, is everywhere and sees everything. Omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. What's the second eye? The eye of fire. What does that eye do? That burns, that fire from that eye burns your karmas. What's the third eye? After burning your karmas, the other eye gives you jnana, knowledge. Eye of knowledge. Eye of omnipresence, eye of knowledge, eye of fire. Trinetra, that's the 3 eyes of Lord Shiva. Third eye. When you open this third eye, everything burns. Manmada burns, Tripura burns, Stula Sharira burns, Sukshma Sharira burns, Karna Sharira burns. And all these things are taken care of. All your Shariras disposed of, leaving your real self. Third eye. Panchavaktarakam, 5 faces. Now 5 faces means how many shoulders? Each face has 2 shoulders, right? So, how many shoulders there should be? 10. And why 10? Because the shoulders are not shared. Each face has its own pair of shoulders. The following mantra says Dashabhujam, 10 shoulders. Panchavaktarakam. Gangadaram, upholds Ganges. Now this is Bhagirathi here that you see in the picture. That is Ganga coming from the heavens. Shiva sustains it, upholds it. Gangadaram. The words they have used here, you have to watch. Gangadaram. He sustains it, he is holding it. Mahanarayana Upanishad, verse number 40. We chant in every puja. Apo va idagam sarvam bhishva bhutanyapa pranava apo vasava apo annama apo amrtama apo samra. Apa means water. So what are we saying in this mantra? Apo va idagam sarvam. Whatever is here is the water. What? Whatever here is water. Now why? We should have been all drowned. In Vedas, water has two meanings. Water is when it's used in Vedas in mantras like this, or also in mantra pushpam. You know, people think mantra pushpam at the end of the Vedas, end of the puja, is holding some flowers in your hand, chanting some mantras and offering it. No. No. Yopam pushpam veda, yo apaha pushpam. These are all flowers of water. These are all water flowers, or flowers of water. Huh? What are flowers of water? Whatever is here. Then they name it in mantra pushpam. Yopam pushpam veda. One who knows this, that this everything here is the flower of the water. He is the knower and he'll have all prosperity. Pushpavan, Pajavan, Pashuman, Bhavatim. Then they name what are all the flowers. Chandramhava, Apam Pushpam. The moon is the flower of the water. The wind, the air is the flower of the water. Panchabhutas are the flower of the water. Asauvaitapan apam hayatanam. The sun is the flower of the water. The seasons are the flower of the water. Samvatsaro. The stars, nakshatraniva apam pushpam. Flowers of the water. The one who knows this, Yopsu navam pratishthitam veda pratyevata. She will cross the ocean of the samsara sitting in that boat of knowledge. Yo apsu navam. Navam means boat. That's mantra pushpam. So in Vedas, when they use this word water, it applies to the ultimate reality, Brahman. So same thing here. Apo va idagam sarvam. So water is everything. Everything is sustained by this water. And who sustains this water? Shiva. Gangadaram. That is the meaning. Shiva sustains that water which sustains this entire cosmos. So who is the ultimate base? Shiva. Sustains it. Dashabhujam. 10 shoulders. Each face its own pair of shoulders. There will be only 6 if they are shared. Sarva bhushitam. What is Avarana for Lord Shiva? He is the most richest in this whole cosmos. Because Kubera himself is booned from him. Kubera himself gets his wealth from him. And he is the most wealthiest, who gives wealth to everybody. To Kubera, to Lakshmi. But he himself, poor. Does he wear gold and diamond? No. He just wears whatever he can find on the side of the road. Look, you know, when you see really some of these great saints, I have seen a couple of them, and I've interacted with them, I've been in close quarters with them. They'll be like beggars. There was one such saint in Kanchipuram. I've been with him so many times. I sat at his feet, I massaged his feet, I fed him, and occasionally used to smoke. I even lit a cigarette and gave it to him. I didn't smoke, but I have to lit a cigarette, take a puff and give it to him. And you know what he used to do? He'll just go walk around and pick up all these waste papers and tie it up around his waist. This is about, I'm talking about 40, 50 years ago. And there was another saint like him exactly, recently, he passed away, the Mukapudi Samya. He used to do the same thing. Walk around, pick up all these papers, waste, and just gather around. Great saints. So for them, the jewelry is what the world considers as waste. Avarana. For Shiva, they are the real wealthiest person. For Shiva, what is Avarana? Bones, tortoise shells. This is Avarana. He is poor. even though he is the wealthiest person in the world. Sarvabharana bhushitam, Nilagrivam, blue-throated, blue neck. What is the blue neck? What is blue? The sky. That's his throat. Nilagrivam. Shashankankam. He has a little fraction of Shashankam, little fraction of the moon. See, the moon is a little fraction here. Nilagrivam Shashankankam. Crescent moon, which is a fraction. Shashanka means a fraction of the moon. That's what he has. Beautiful. Look at his eyes. So powerful. Lord Shiva. Crystal, blue, throated. Shuddha Spatika Shankasam Trinetram Panchavaktakam Gangadaram Dashabhujam Sarvavarana Bhushitam Nilagrivam Sashankankam Nagayajñopavitinam. You heard the snake as is Yajñopavitam, which is holy thread. Because snake is Kundalini. Vyagra Charmotariyancha, tiger, all these sense tigers are killed and worn as garments. Vyagra Charmotariyancha. Then he blesses everybody. Varenyam Abhayapradam. And he is a refuge of all of us. Kamandal Vaksha Sutrana. Kamandal. Shiva carries a kamandal. What is kamandal? Water pot. Now, why does he have a water pot? He has the whole water on his head, the whole river. Ganga on his head. What does he need a water pot for? I just told you. Even though he is the richest of the rich, wealthiest of the wealthy, he behaves and acts and he is the poorest of the poor. Wearing rags and skins and ashes on his body. That's why he has kamandal. Right? Doesn't have a golden water jug. He has a earthen kamandal. Kamandal Vakshasutrana. Vakshasutram is either your Rudrakshamala that he wears or the snake around it. Kamandal Vakshasutrana. Holy thread of snake, we just said. Naga Yajñopavitinam. Vakshasutram is also the Rudrakshamalas. Kamandal Vakshasutranam Dharinam Shulapaninam. Pani means hand. Shulapaninam, who wears his trident in his hands. Dharinam Shulapaninam. Jwalantam Pingala Jata. Pingala Jata, the yellowish, like the gold in fire. The glow of gold that's in fire. The hot gold. Hot gold. That is his jata. Jwalantam Pingala Jata. Shika Mudhyodadharinam. He upholds the water, Shika Mudhyo, Udakam water, and the Pingala Jata, the glowing yellowish Jata. Now, the Vedas, when they describe the 5 faces of Lord Shiva, when they describe the eastern face, this is how they describe it. Samvardhagnitadit pradipta kanaka prasparti tejorunam. How is his eastern face? Samvardhagni tadit pradipta kanaka, gold that is put in fire. The glow of that gold. Samvardhagni tadit pradipta kanaka. Kanaka is gold. Agni. Tati pratipta kanaka. And then how old he is? Prasparti, Tejo, Arunam. Arunam, the rising sun is Arunam. And the glow of the rising sun, like the golden copper glow. The same thing in Tamil, Manikavasa described. Truth is seen by greater saints in the same way, whether it's Tamil or Sanskrit. Described the same way. Sendalal Purai Viru Veniyum Kati Tirperundurai Urai Kovilum Kati Andanannavadum Kati Vandandaya Ramude Palli Yalundarulaye. So he describes the same way. That Sendalal Puraidiru, like a fire. Veniyum Kati. Your body is like the hue of the tender flames of the fire. Like the gold. Same way Sanskritam also. Samvardhagni tarit pradipta kanaka. Prasparti tejoram. Same thing here in Laghu Nyasam. Jalantam pingala jata. The glowing jata, like the fire. Jalantam. Pingala jata. Red is brown. Shika mudhyo dadarinam. Mudhya, udakam, water. We just talked about that already. A lock of hair on the crown of his head that sustains Ganga and lets her out very gently. Even that's very powerful. Near Alaknanda, if you go, you'll read. Swept away. This is beautiful. Vasaskanda samarudam umadehardha dharinam murtena plutam shantam divya bhova samanvitam digdevata samayuktam surasura namaskaram nityanta shashvatam suddham dhruvamaksham avyayam sarvavyapinam ishanam rudram vai vishwarupinam. This we will take up next class because this is so beautiful. This one word, this one line, Vasaskanda sama arudam uma dehardha dharinam, describe you the entire mechanics of how this prapancham is functions. Really. The mechanics of the functioning of this cosmos. Take it up next class. Om Namah Shivaya.